good.
Basically.
So that's
yeah. Okay. So so that's that, and then your shower room.
Shower room.
Okay, that switches for your heated. The floor. All the flooring throughout is new condition.
New condition.
It's all new. Yeah, all the.
So this
all
is the heating.
That is for your heated towel rack.
Okay.
Now in here, it is noted. I did ring them yesterday as we go through. 2 of your light bulbs not working.
So we're going to take a shot at those two.
Yeah. As I say, you take as many photographs as you like for your own benefit, but I have got photographs of them myself for the report. Floor needs a little bit of a clean, and the can you see the little drip mark on the floor there? It is noted, and I did ring them yesterday about that. There is a small leak.
Yeah.
And this is another reason why.
I'm
not suited and booted.
Yeah,
okay, so there's a small leak from the thermostat on there. But your toilet is clean. Shelves okay. There's a tiny scratch mark there. Cupboard space. Okay. Apart from a little chip there. That's all there is. Now the light, this underneath is actually a shaver socket as well.
Oh,
shaver socket and light as well.
Underneath, okay? So shaver socket there, that's fine.
Okay. Sink's clean. Shower and tiles are all clean and free of limescale. Are you from the southeast of England?
I've been living around the southeast for the last 5 to 6 years.
Okay, so you're familiar with hard water?
Yeah, hard water.
Limescale can be a cleaning issue, just so that you're aware. Discoloration to the sealant down there is noted. Okay.
It's a bit jiggly, but so you got to be careful.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can put that down.
It's a bit loose. Just touch it, I don't want to do your job for you.
No, that's what.
And then there's a little marker.
Oh, well, the fixing hole up there. Yeah, no, there's a couple of fixing holes noted. Sorry, it's when you're kind of familiar with walls, you're familiar with things.
And then, a little bit of scratch here. You're going to be faulted anyway. Go ahead, I don't want to do your job.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your shower room, and as I say, that switch is for that.
To that,
yeah. Okay. Now your bedroom. Right, I'll pop the light on that switch there.
Yeah.
Again, floor, it's right, that's just the smoke alarms resetting themselves. Floor again new. Scratches and chips on the skirting board, as you can see, noted.
Yeah. And then on here, and then here.
Walls are all clean. That obviously is for the light switch there. Got a heater there. Now your door frame, you can see damage. Yeah, I think what you'll see is when I open the cupboard door, you will see the reason why. Yeah. Pop the light on now.
Is it damp or what?
No, what's happened is there has at some stage been a leak. So
there's a leak, okay.
Yeah, there's been a leak from the boiler, and this is what's happened. I think this is probably why this flooring has all been completely renewed again, because you can see the sort of chips bubbling on the door frame there. The marks on the walls are noted. The marks and damage on the resin floor, the floor down there, are all noted. You can see.
Oh, down that side, yeah.
Okay.
There's a timer, yeah?
Yeah, there's a heating timer. Now, hot water and hot water booster switches. Advise you to have the hot water on. You can have the hot water on all the time. Wouldn't advise you to have the booster switch on all the time.
So the hot water.
Yeah, so obviously that's for your hot water.
And then the heating switches.
Yeah. The apartment ventilation system. In the shower room there is a vent in the ceiling, there is one in the kitchen ceiling area as well. They're the only forms of ventilation. Like in the bathroom, that's the only form of ventilation.
Just similar to this.
So you're advised to have the isolators so that it's on all the time.
Okay.
However, after showering, if at all possible, leave the door open the window, just to get a flow of air through to minimise damp and condensation, which you could end up being charged for if there's, mould and damp and such like in there when you move out.
So it's best to turn it off, you say?
No, leave it on. It's on at the moment.
So that controls the bathroom?
Yeah, that controls the ventilation in the bathroom, but there is also one in the kitchen as well.
So it's best to leave it on, and then when it's finished, leave the door open a little bit?
Yeah, after bathing and showering, leave the door open if you can. open the window just to get a flow of air through. Okay. Yeah, so if you look up there, you've got your mains water cut-off tap. It is labelled. Okay. Hot water storage tank, obviously there. Mains fuse box there. Everything is labelled. And then you've got this hanging round, and it is noted that the door, you can see, just rubs up against it a bit. So it's only because, you know, if you're opening and closing the doors, if there's any marks on the back of it, then that would be considered to be fair wear and tear, because it does rub up
wear and
against
tear.
it. Okay. So I'll turn your light off in there for now, and
turn the light off in there.
Okay.
And then the sense that some of the walls are got all the different colours.
Yeah, it's sort of bit patchy. Right, okay, so kitchen, a lounge and kitchen, again the floor new condition. If you don't mind, I'm going to open the window a bit, if that's okay. Okay.
Because all the options up to there.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. At this height. You can see that is all noted and photographed.
Is that condensation or?
It's I've got it down as damp and mould and water stains peeling and flaking. And as I say, there are photographs of it. Whether it was from a leak from above, outside, or whatever that has caused.
Are they going to
damage,
fix it?
I don't know. They haven't said anything to me about that. You can obviously ask. Yeah, they're just the screw heads, just a bit proud. But the window is clean to the interior. You are only expected to keep the window clean to the interior. Okay, but it's clean to the interior. Heater there, floor again new condition. The walls, there are a few very light marks on the bottom. But you can see that rub mark on the bottom of that wall, and there's some scratches on that wall over there. Okay. And then if we turn towards your kitchen area, there's your ventilation that I explained to you about that's here. Turning towards, all your light bulbs are in working order. I've put my bags down. The worktop, we'll work at the worktop. I think that's melt heat marks there, you can just see them.
Mark, that's okay.
And obviously I'm pointing out things that are on the inventory. Okay? And then we've got your fridge freezer. When you move out, you are advised to obviously defrost it, clean it. You switch it off, obviously defrost it, clean it. And then leave it switched off and leave the doors open like that. It stops it going smelly and mouldy. Okay, but that's how.
Well, when you normally use it,
you would be able to. And the only comment I've made about that is that there's some label residue you can see on the back of the. Right, your washer. It's a washer dryer. That's all nice and clean. Okay. That's used, obviously used, but it's clean.
So they have instruction manual?
No. I normally there are no instruction manuals in this property. I normally advise tenants just make a note of the model number, go online, download it for free. But no, there were no. Some of the apartments do have a box of instruction manuals. This one hasn't got it. Right, your cooker extractor. You've got all your switches here, so that you know what you're switching on, switching off. So that's your cooker extractor. It's clean, it's in working order. Okay. The only separate switch from those that are labelled up is this one, and that is for your hob.
That one's
for your hob, okay? So
this one is a hob.
Yeah, that one's your hob. The others are labelled, so you know what you're switching on or switching off.
Fridge freezer and dishwasher.
Your hob's clean. There's a few light usage marks to it, and you can just see some light surface scratches. Your oven is clean. Your grill pan is missing. There's no grill pan.
No grill pan.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a bed.
Okay. So that's that, and then you've got your dishwasher here. Again, it's clean. Okay. And then your sink and drainer. It is clean. There's a little bit of limescale, light limescale, but nothing major. And then, as I say, this, can't remember what you call it. I think it's a smart meter. Cupboards. Yeah, this is your cupboard space, obviously. There. And under here, you do have a drawer with
some stuff.
A cutlery tray in it. And I like to point there's always a cupboard or a drawer under the ovens in here. in these flats, and I normally point it out to people only because when the oven gets cleaned, when they're moving out and the oven gets cleaned, often that drawer gets forgotten about, and that's where all the muck from the oven goes, ends up, you know. So
and you can put anything like coppery in here or whatever.
Yeah,
Suppose you can put copper.
Yeah.
So this one, you just plug it in and it tells you how much you're using.
Yes, as far as I know. I don't know how it works, but that's
okay.
obviously come with the smart meter.
Smart meter.
Okay.
No problem.
So that is it, and we've read the meters. So all we need to do is, as I say, confirm. So that was 02442 was your electricity, that was your water. So your keys and fobs that you're getting, and just a reminder, you need to contact Dockside about your parking permit. This is the car park fob.
Okay.
Do you know where the visitor's permit is? Yeah.
Yeah, once you're coming in.
Yeah. Well, when you go down the ramp into the visitors' car parking, you'll see grey shutters ahead of you. That's where your parking space is, behind those shutters. One of those buttons will open the door.
Anyone.
I don't know which, please don't ask me which one, but if you press them, press one of them, it will open the shutters. It's automatic. However, that is universal. It opens the doors as well. Just hold it up against the main door, and when you go into the car park or when you come in from the car park, the door down there also has one of those. So that so it's universal. It opens the shutters and it opens the doors. So that's your fob door stroke car park. Those two keys here, these two, are your front door keys. That's your top lock, that's your bottom lock, that's your mailbox key, and there is, in case you need it, one window key. Okay. And like I say, just a reminder, contact when we're done here if you want to give Amy a ring and just say, you know, ask her about your parking permit. She may have already contacted them and ordered it, so that you can get your reference so that you can park in your space. But that is your, as far as I know, that is your bay.
563.
563, okay. So today you have received one car park fob, one set of front door keys, one window key and one mailbox key, and the parking permit. So I'm just going to make a note.
That parking is supposed to come, but it's, well, at least it's this.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, because obviously, you know, you will want to park in your bay, and without anything in there, you're likely to get a parking ticket. So it's worth. So I'm just going to make a note to myself: parking permit, Dockside, arrange, contact. It's all right. It will say more than that once I've typed it on, but it's just so that I can put it under notes that there was no parking permit and Dockside had been notified and they were going to arrange for one to get you one. So yeah, that's all I can suggest is ring Amy. She should tell you that she's ordered it and give you a reference number. And like I say, or even